I want to show you a really quick trick I use when I want to switch from a warm to a cool look, or I just want to make sure that everything's really synchronized, really in the same color family, really harmonious. Quite often when we get these massive big palettes which have got all of these different transition colors and different lip shades and blush shades, it can be quite difficult to tie them in. But I want to show you on one half how I would tie together a cooler lip, and then on the other half how I would tie together a warmer lip. So I'm going to start with, let's go with the warmer lip. So I'm going to do one side of my mouth, and I'm using two MAC lipsticks from the Love Me range. This is a lovely warm peachy autumnal shade called All Me Baby. Just get my really difficult not to automatically go to the other side. So I've used the same lip pencil on both sides. This comes out a lot brighter on camera. It's definitely much more muted in person. Now, the blush shade that I often wear, that I have a pinch of on today, is this, which is much cooler. It's definitely got a bluer tone. It's beautiful. Again, it's a Beauty Pie cheek called Bare Blush. What I'm going to do on this side is I'm just going to take a wash of bronzer just to add that little touch of warmth. Now, this isn't a very, very orangey tone bronzer. This still works with my skin tone. My skin tone is definitely on the cooler neutral side. So this is Delilah bronzer in light medium, and it is just the most wonderful, authentic tan tone for me and other cool skin tones. One thing that you can do is you can use your bronzer through your crease. Let's take a touch. I've got a slightly warmer shade through my crease anyway. So your bronzer automatically now ties in with your lipstick. What you can do is you can use your lipstick on your cheek. I quite often do that. But I'm going to go in with a slightly peachier blush. Let's use this brush. This is a Glow and Ray blush, a colour called Dolly Pink, but it's peachy. And that just works with that lip really nicely. But actually what I would do to really finish that off is I would take a little bit of this blush, just halo my eye ever so slightly. So if you don't have a blush in that colour, you look at your makeup palettes and you look and see the transition shades, they'll be matte. If you're going for a peachier tone, you can take a peachy tone transition colour, you can swing it through, you can add a bit of your lip on top of your blush just to tie everything together. And that is my warm side. Now let's show you the difference with the cool side. So this is again the Love Me range, and the colour is called Under the Covers. It's so hard for me to see the writing because I obviously take my glasses off when I do these. Okay. Much pinker, much softer. Works much better, to be honest, with my skin tone, but I still wear this because sometimes, you know, rules are just made to be broken and I enjoy it. Now, I have a really lovely colour palette here from Revolution, and this is a very well used colour. This is a very good transition colour for me. It's much cooler, and I am going to whiz that through. You see, I already have a little bit of warmth through here from, I take an eye pencil through my crease. But let's just go in with this cooler shade. So if you don't have a cool toned transition colour, a pink blush, a cool muted tawny pink blush will be perfect. And that is just picking up enough of the cool tones. You can see, hopefully you can see a difference, to really make that in sync. Now I'm actually going to take this on my cheeks. I love a matching lip and cheek. I think it's very chic. I like quite a blushy look. I have been known, if I'm using a, if I'm not worried about it lasting, to actually take a tiny little bit of my lipstick through my crease. But obviously, if you're a greasy eyelid type of person, then I wouldn't do that. I'm just going to use my concealer brush just to tidy up that shape underneath. I'm actually just going to go in with a little bit of translucent powder, just help that blend just around there. So hopefully you can see everything in sync, cooler and warmer. Look at your palettes, have a look and see what your options are. If you can't find an option in your palette for your warm tones, then go in with your bronzer. I've actually used a Beauty Pie pencil today as my smoky eye in Brown Beauty, and when you put that on and then you smudge it out, which is what I've done through my crease, it actually gives a really lovely warm tone. If you're using cooler tones, you can stick with browns, go for cooler browns. You can go in with some greys, some plums. You can still contrast with a pop of warmth, but just tying that cheek in with that lip and then echoing that through your crease ties everything together. This is the beautiful camel trench coat, tan bag, tan boot equivalent of makeup, that really chic pulled together look. But yeah, utilize what you've already got. Get your blushes on your eyes, get your lipsticks on your cheeks if you need to, swish that bronzer around if you need to. I've skipped bronzer for this side just to keep the warmth back and really have that warmth there. I hope that helps. Any questions, just shoot them to me and I'll do my best to answer.